And welcome to the Technology Geek question section. This is episode 8. You can find all of our podcasts on thetechnologygeek.org. And if you want to submit a question to us, you can go up to our section, click the submit, and we will more than happily answer one of your questions. The other thing too, I want to say thank you to our wonderful sponsor, Audible. Audibletrial.com/techgeek is the URL. You get a free 30-day trial of audiobooks. All the books are one credit. Go ahead and try their free trial. It's actually a wonderful service. They sponsor all of our podcasts as well as all of our streaming media, and we're very lucky to have them as a sponsor. Again, that's audibletrial.com/techgeek. This way we get the credit for it, and you can get that free 30-day trial offer. And this is podcast episode 8, the question section. And the first question we had was, what do you recommend for a backup solution? Well, again, I think I've said this before on other shows. I recommend, Google Drive is a good backup solution, as well as Carbonite is another one. Carbonite's one you have to pay for, but Google Drive is free. If you're just looking to back up documents and music, you can use Google's music service as well as the Google Drive, which will back up your pictures, your documents, and all that stuff. And I think it's great. The difference is though Carbonite. You can actually get snapshots of your drive and stuff like that, which you won't get with Google Drive. But for a free solution, if you don't have much stuff, Google Drive and Google Music will be a good option for you. I'm looking for a microphone solution. What would you recommend? I know we're using an SM48 here. You can use an SM48. You can buy a cable off eBay for like 13 bucks. And you can hook it right to your computer and go through there. You can get a cheap tripod, or you can get a little stand, for only a couple of bucks. That's what I would recommend. If you're going to be doing something where you're going to have a lot of audio going on, like interaction with somebody, I would recommend getting a headphone set to cut down on noise as well as to be able to hear your other colleagues. That's my recommendation. It really depends mostly on what you want to do, but that's what I would do. That's what we do. We get pretty good audio quality from it. What do you recommend for a wireless keyboard and mouse solution? Logitech puts out a good one for like 59 bucks. Microsoft puts out another good one for like 59 bucks. I would recommend buy the keyboard and mouse together, so you save money. If you have a Mac, you have to buy Apple's, but like I said, I would recommend definitely going with Logitech or Microsoft. They're the best bang for your buck, and you get the keyboard and mouse together. Make sure you always buy the keyboard and mouse together. It's much cheaper. What do you recommend for book publishing online? I actually did some research into this question. There's actually Amazon. Years ago, you would have to get a book publisher, and you would have to work with them and editors and all types of stuff. There actually is editing services online now. And CreateSpace is something that Amazon offers free, and you can create your own book publishing right through CreateSpace. If you have a Mac, Apple has their own version for iBooks. It's free. With the digital book age nowadays, publishers are becoming less and less relevant, just like the music industry. The record labels are becoming less and less relevant. Same situation, with online music, you can just, bands can just upload their music now. I know a lot of indie bands make a ton of money off iTunes and Spotify and stuff. They don't even have a record deal. And I know a lot of publishers and a lot of authors have gone with Amazon and instead of going with book publishers. And the thing is great with Amazon too is you only spend money. It doesn't cost you anything. They take a percentage of the purchase of the book, so it's not costing you anything at all. I think they you'll get a 70% royalty. They take 30%, but again, it's free. It's not costing you anything, so they do have to make a profit. But I mean, being a publisher, you're an author, not having to use a publisher, you can save yourself a ton of money. The other thing I want to mention too is there are places you can go, online editors. You're going to pay a little bit, but instead of spending money for editing with a publisher, you can go ahead and just as an author, hire up an editor, and he can go through, read your book, and edit it for you, and then you can post it right up on Amazon. It's got to be cheaper than going through a publisher. So that's what I would recommend as far as that goes. Trying to work on my website SEO, what would you recommend? Definitely first, I would definitely go ahead and join Google Analytics. Join Google Analytics to a Google Webmaster account. Make sure the analytics information's on every single page. Google Analytics is a big thing with Google. They really like analytics. It's a huge thing, as well as backlinking. Make sure you get a lot of good backlinks, and I'm not talking spamming backlinks. I'm talking good backlinks. Go on blogs, forums, post on there. The backlinks show link popularity, and the Google Analytics show Google exactly where your traffic's coming from, and you can easily bump up a couple search rankings pretty quickly doing that. So that's what I would recommend. Um, who to use for web hosting? We actually have a HostGator is one of our sponsors. If you go to our site under sponsors, you see HostGator. They have a $7.95 special going on right now. I would recommend using them. We would appreciate it if you went to our site and used them. We get the credit for it, so we can keep doing wonderful stuff like this. But the other one is GoDaddy's pretty good. Yahoo's a little bit more pricey. But if you need designated hosting, there's a lot of other companies out there that do designated hosting. You're going to pay a lot more. But if you're just getting started, I would recommend just going with a simple, basic web hosting plan for like $7.99 a month, $7.95 a month. And just once you get your website down, then you can always go to designated hosting. One thing that's nice about HostGator and GoDaddy is they offer unlimited bandwidth. So if you're doing something high media traffic like podcasting, like we do, it's really, really great. And the other thing too, with companies like HostGator and with GoDaddy, you're going to get a lot of that extra support if you have a problem or something like that. They're going to help you out. However, you won't get that if you're self-hosted. It's your problem. The other thing is too, with self-hosted, you're responsible for your own backups, and when you're shared hosted, a lot of times the provider handles it. So that's what I would recommend. As far as website development, what would you recommend? WordPress or .NET Nuke? If you're going to be running a blog or a small website, WordPress should be fine. .NET Nuke is a little more complex. I would recommend WordPress. WordPress is what we use. We like it. I would recommend WordPress. .NET Nuke is going to be really more for a developer platform. It really depends on what you want to do. That's really a broad question. I mean, if you just need a small website, WordPress is more than sufficient, and there's a lot of plugins ready-made and all that type of stuff. With .NET Nuke, it's going to be a little more difficult. So I would recommend you going with WordPress if you're not really computer web developer savvy. Open source word processing solution. That's easy. OpenOffice, Google Docs. Last question. Should we go with a Plasma TV or an LCD? I like Plasma. My fiance recommends Plasma. It's definitely clearer, brighter. LCD backlit. Depending on the situation where you are, it can make you a little dizzy because of the angle of the screen. So I would go with Plasma. There's not a huge price difference between the two. And Panasonic makes the best Plasma. I would go with them. I want to thank everybody for their questions. Like I said, if you want to listen to all of our wonderful podcasts, go to thetechnologygeek.org. That's our website. And as well as you can submit a question to us there. And we want to thank you, and we hope to have you as a listener.